Hello folks, and welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm indoors today and I'm here to talk about the summer solstice 2020. It's actually the longest day today, the 21st of June, but I've decided this year I'm going to be doing it on Tuesday. Did initially plan to do it on Monday, but I've been invited to a family barbecue, so I'm going to do that instead. Anyway, as you can see, I've got some new surroundings behind me. I've been buying a few things this weekend, digging around in my cycling memorabilia. So there's a few medals on here from various sportives that I've done. So I just wanted to clarify a couple of things before I move into this video. There's two ways to complete the summer solstice. One is perhaps the most popular way to do it is ride dusk to dawn. I will be instead riding at 24 hours. This is my third attempt at doing it. Second solo. First tried in 2018. There was three of us. I did that as a not time trial, but just have a good group ride out. So this is the second year solo. So I've got last year to look at, which we're going to do now. So last year I rode 504 kilometers in 24.5 hours. So within that 24-hour span, it was 495. So just shy of 500 kilometers. I was a little bit annoyed about that at the time. So here's the details from the ride and the average pace I'm going to have to ride for this year. More on that in a moment. And there is the route that I took. It was a clockwise route from Crowell all the way up to York through the East Riding, down the across the Humber Bridge, down the coast there, all the way through Mablethorpe, Skegness, down to Boston, and back up through Lincoln, along the NCN 64 into Nottinghamshire, and back through the Isle of Axholme. As regards to this year, before look at the route, we're going to talk about what it takes to when I think about when I put the route together. So I have to think about how hilly it's going to be, the terrain. So of course I'll be going for a flat route to match that of last year's. It's important to think about whether the roads are windy, the condition they're in, the straight and things like that. So I'll be trying to go on straight roads to keep my pace up. Direction of travel. This year, in fact, you'll see at the route I'm going to show you in a moment, I'm going to be going anti-clockwise, starting out into the wind. It will be a circular route. Most of my rides are circular routes. I don't think I've ever done an out and back ride that I can possibly think of. And the reason why I do choose circular routes over out and back is basically to do with the wind. You know, you can, if it's a circular, you can enjoy all the benefits of having a headwind as well as a tailwind. So it will be a circular route. Planned stops, there won't be any particular planned stops because of the lockdown. I'm going to have to be dynamic this year. Take loads of food with me. I'll tell you what they are at the moment. And of course a knowledge of the shops and cafes, those which are doing takeaway delivery services. I need to think about those in greater detail between now and Tuesday, and something which doesn't get covered a lot in videos online here on YouTube, I've noticed, and that's where will I be riding overnight, because you need to stock up before the shops close on the evening time, so you've got enough food to ride into the next morning. So yes, the 2020 route is here up on the screen for you to look at. So it's anti-clockwise, a little bit of climbing there between 100 kilometers and 150. That's passing through to the east of Belvoir Castle. So I'm going to be running down all the way into the Lincolnshire Fens near March, Wisbech, up through Boston, all the way down the coastline to Mablethorpe, up towards Grimsby, before returning through North Lincolnshire and back into the Isle of Axholme once more. So it's a similar sort of distance, similar sort of move time. Strava says it's going to take 5 minutes longer, which is quite surprising considering there's nearly 400, well there's over 400 metres of extra climbing. So that tells me Strava thinks I'm a little bit fitter compared to this time last year. So that's the route sorted. If I talk about the bike, I'm going to be riding on the Cube Agri Pro. It's my usual bike. Not riding the Sonda because this one I've had a bike fit and I can't have a bike fit on the Sonda at the moment, and this one is probably a quicker race geometry. So it's a rim brake, 11-speed Shimano Ultegra group set, 1130 on the cassette. The saddle just arrived this last week. It's the Charge Spoon, not quite bedded in yet, but it's going to have to do. Two water bottle cages. The Wahoo Element has a GoPro attachment underneath, which I'm going to use to record large sections of the ride. Front light, it's the Cat Eye Vault 1300. Equipment, luggage, things like that. I'm going to be using the Toe Peak Wedge dry bag. In there will be tubes, tools, cleat covers, and the rear light on the back. Clipped onto the back will be the Cat Eye, which runs off batteries. We'll be using the OutKit top tube bag. In there I'll find energy gels and bars, things I can just snack in quickly, easy, accessible throughout the ride. Flapjacks, cereal bars, hydration tabs, things like that. There'll be enough room in there for a power bank with cables for the Wahoo and phone as well. Finally, I'm going to have a stem dry bag on the front of the bike, which is going to have Gorilla Tape in there, chain lube, rain jacket, sleeveless base layer, possibly arm warmers. It's going to be quite warm Tuesday into Wednesday, so big question mark on that. I may or may not take arm warmers with me. Somewhere on the bike, possibly the dry bag where you'll find my money and the cards and the keys as well. Of course, there's other places that can hold equipment. Helmet, which is a Casque Rapido, rear light from Cat Eye on the back, so USB one. And it wasn't easy to explain this, but basically I had to switch between day and night glasses by carrying them at the front of the helmet. And finally, I've listed GoPro here as an item to be carrying in the jersey pockets. That probably won't be in the case because I won't need to take along, and I keep it firmly mounted under the Wahoo Element. So ignore that unless I change my mind and do extra footage. So the back pockets will be a pump. There'll be in space in there for a Saurian malt loaf. I'll make some buns on the evening before I ride out. I'll have those stuffed in my pockets, and there'll be additional room. Well, there'll be room in there for additional food and drinks on the go during the ride as well. So there is my pre-planning for the Summer Solstice 2020. Hopefully, I will beat last year's distance. Not entirely confident about it, considering we've had all these lockdown things going on and my routines drifted a little bit, but fingers crossed it will go to plan. So if you've got any questions, comments, feedback, if you want to have a go at it next year, just ask away, put the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer those if I possibly can. From me, take care. I shall see you over in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.